father's place. It's not my fault, don't walk away, 'cause I don't quite know what you're running from. 'Cause all my friends, they think I'm fun. You take yourself too seriously. I don't wanna hear you say we waste our time. Cause you're the one who's going home to be all alone, watching cooking shows. You take yourself too seriously. I'm fine. I left my keys at my cousin's house. He says I need to leave you 'cause you're bringing me down, and you're all worked up 'cause I got home late. You hold this night against me till 3008. You take yourself too seriously. I don't wanna hear you say we waste our time. Cause you're the one who's going home to be all alone.
Hello, today is Tuesday and you are too close. That's better. Just back at work after the new year. I'm feeling better in myself. I don't know if I did say that I was going to start weekly vlogging again, and then Christmas content got in the way, and I felt like I would just overwhelm myself by posting vlogs as well as the Bookmas content. I have also been filming like the beginning of the year content, so I haven't done a best and worst yet. I don't know if I'm going to do a worst, because to be fair, I haven't had very many bad books. I've had some disappointing reads, so I might do like best and disappointing. Like, I don't know. But I have done sort of like a goals video, 2023 wrap up, January TBR, that kind of shit. So that took up a lot of my editing brain, like last night and like the night before. So I haven't done a weekly vlog for the last couple of weeks. But I'm back, I'm on it like a car bonnet, and I have thoughts, feelings and ponderances about the things that I am reading. So I have a plan. I have a mission. Probably will have seen is like a couple of bits of B-roll of like what I did over Christmas and my nephews opening their Christmas presents. And oh my god, I haven't mentioned this, and I don't think I talk about my family all that much on here, do I? I don't know. A lot of my friends that are close to me know that my sister has 2 little boys, and I say little, they're growing up far too fast, I tell you. Oh my god. Mason, her oldest, is 16 next year. This year? Oh my god, this year is 16 in August. Jesus Christ. But her eldest has additional needs, and he struggles with various conditions, and we don't label everything. There's various traits, and he has been diagnosed as autistic, but one of the things that he has always struggled with is sort of like the fuss around Christmas. So he struggles with like opening presents, and I don't know the last time he actually sat and opened any of his Christmas presents. Honestly, can't remember. I don't think it's ever happened. But this year, even though it was for just like a short period of time, it was the best Christmas morning we have had with him for years. He was like, he doesn't fully understand what's going on, but he could tell that people are excited and that there's a buzz. So Lucas, his younger brother, helped him open some presents, and he was so good. Like, I sent a bit of a video into the group chat with the girls, and it makes me very emotional because people take so much for granted, and I was one of these people before Mason came along, is that like the smallest things we take for granted, like him learning how to say yes and no was such a major milestone for him, whereas it's like general sort of like development with like quote unquote normal children. But him sitting down and just being in close proximity to his brother and allowing his brother to help him open some of his Christmas presents, honestly, best part of my year. Hands down, just seeing him get excited and in his own way enjoy Christmas was just the icing on a shit cake, but it was like like a great way to end 2023. It really was, and honestly, I was just very emotional at the time. It was just so good, and yeah. Anyway, so you'll have seen clips of that, and Lucas obviously just super excited about everything that he received, and it was just a really good Christmas despite getting sick, despite falling prior to Christmas and hurting my knee. Family time was just so much fun, and I'm really good because I was supposed to spend New Year's with my best friend and then didn't because I was sick, so I spent it by myself. Yay. Anyway, new year, and we have started with a bang. So for those of you who don't know, me and Chels back end of last year decided that one of the companies that we used to partake in Booktours with, Escapist Booktours, closed down, and I had the idea that I would like to start my own business doing book tours, but I couldn't do something like that without including Chels, and I asked her if she would join me, and she like didn't even think twice about it. And we had our first cover reveal today, and it has gone down so well. We have other authors that have reached out and booked with us for like actual book tours, like there's a 3-day and a 5-day, and we've had more inquiries coming in, and honestly this has just been such a great start to the year, and I'm just going to try and keep this momentum going and keep these vibes going. Yesterday was a really good day as well, like in general, and I felt really good. I don't know why that is, but I'm trying to be more positive. Just positive handle, Lisa. Reading wise, Necormancer called Gam Gam. I need to finish this. I started it and I just haven't continued. But that will be to be read on the morrow probably, because what I do need to do is continue with Obsidio. I was just sat here crocheting away and it just jumps right off at in the action, like straight away. Things are going down, but I'm a bit gutted because I wasn't able to get I wasn't able to get a hold of the physical book before I needed to read this. So I'm reading this one purely audibly, which I think may be detrimental because I think there are graphics that provide further context to the story maybe, or like enhance the reading experience. So I'm going to be a bit annoyed about that if that's the case, but I just didn't have the money or the time to get hold of the hardback, and I have hardbacks for the first two, and I didn't want to get the other one in paperback, so it is what it is. And yeah, so I've got Obsidio tonight, then Necormancer called Gam Gam. You'll see my January TBR. I have plenty to go on with for the rest of the week, but that was a really long intro, and I'm gonna go now and read. Hi friends, we are on Wednesday. Did I update you yesterday with what I was reading? I did, I think I did. I am currently reading Queen of Shadows. I haven't gone back to a Necormancer called Gam Gam. I am currently crocheting a scarf. We did have a conversation, I say we, don't know who we are. Me, Meg and Chloe. There's this pattern that I found on the Tinterwebs, and there were a couple of patterns I got Mum to pick which one I wanted, and the way that I've done this is I've done it lengthways first rather than widthway rows, and I thought I'd done it wrong, and I sort of like kicking myself because a lot of patterns, and now in hindsight when I think about it, that does make sense that that's a thing. So a lot of patterns go like row by row widthwise down and not lengthwise, but I have double checked this pattern and the picture on the front actually shows this going all the way down the length of the scarf. So it is one that goes down the length, not the rows. However, I do feel like this is a pattern that would actually work going widthways as well. So what I might do is, once I've finished finally making this one and stopped underneath this, not that you care about crocheting, the row underneath this, there's like every other stitch was like, it was like a stitch one chain one, if you know what that means. You know what it means. If you don't, you don't. I think I've done the chain bits of the row before this too small, so my hook now can't go through it, so I've pulled the tension too tight, and now I'm trying to sort of like, this row's going to take forever because every other one, it's just really tight. I can't get it in, so it's, I've had to be wiggled in a little bit. So sorry if I feel, if I look a bit distracted. It's just like a fat thing, tight hole, do you know what I mean? But yeah, I will, I keep saying I will finish Creative Shadows, and then what I'm probably gonna do is read a Necormancer called Gam Gam over the weekend when I'm at my mum's house. Or we are currently playing Genshin Impact as well, and my mum is so funny. My mum loves me so much. She messages me, we message every day, and at least once, and it'll normally, like, I have to message my mum and dad saying goodnight, love you, otherwise I think there's something wrong. If I miss the night, then they'll be like, they get worried. So, but I got a message at work today, and it was like, oh my god, what is it with? Or something like that. And there's me worrying, because my mum never texts me during the day when she knows I'm working, unless it's an emergency. So I immediately picked my phone up thinking, what's going on? And I knew it could be that bad because she would have called if it was like a dire emergency. And her message was, oh my god, what is with all the baddies in this cave? Text me about Genshin Impact. And she can't pass a quest because these baddies keep killing her. And she'll do this thing where she'll message you, she'll be like, Lisa, I can't get past this bit. What do I do? And because when I'm doing these games, I'm enjoying the questing, but I'm generally like doing other things at the same time, like listening to music or listening to an audiobook. I don't fully pay attention to the storyline of this, which to like full-on Genshin Impact lovers, that's like sacrilege, and I'm sorry that I don't really pay attention to the story. I know I should, and I'm a heathen, I apologise. I don't really pay attention to what quests I'm doing, just what I have to do on each of these quests. So she's like, oh, it's called this, and I can't get past this, and I've got to do this. I'm like, there's so many quests that you go on, but you've got to fight bad guys to get something. So you have to be more specific, and there's so many different areas that we've opened now that it's just like, it's mad. So she messaged me, and she was like, oh, there's these baddies in this cave, and there's like 3 waves of them, and I've just died, and I thought I've used all my food, and like just this like mini rant. And I was just like, I don't, what cave do you mean? But she does this thing where she'll try a task a certain amount of times, because there's different types of, not that you care about any of this, but I'm just letting you know anyway, there's different types of quests that you can go on, and you don't have to fully complete one line of questing to go into another one. So if there's a particular task quest that you can't do, depending on the type, you can sometimes just go along and do like all these other quests first, and some people will have to come back to that. But she normally gets me to do those ones. If there's a particular quest that she's struggling to get past because she keeps saying she's crap at fighting, and bearing in mind she is further than me. She started after me, she's further than me. But my mum has an issue with patience. And whereas I can be quite patient when it comes to gaming, my mum can't. So she's like, you need to do it for me. She's great. So you can more or less guarantee that the weekend I'll be playing my Genshin Impact and doing my daily quests, but I will also be doing my mum's. And that was a long-winded way of saying I'll probably listen to an audiobook this weekend. And I might read a Necormancer called Gam Gam during the week when I can actually physically hold my Kindle. But for now, I've done this much of this row during this clip, and I've got all this to go, and every other stitch is being a bitch. Ah, that rhymed, I didn't even know it, I'm a poet. And so yeah, I'm gonna go back and listen to Queen of Shadows, and that's it. I don't know what else I'm gonna say. I had the live shot for Obsidio today, and Memento. So that's the Illumine files done. That whole series, I am happy to say, was 5 stars. We're on to EOTV for January. So January and February is going to be EOTV, and then the back end of Feb we'll be reading, we're doing the live show for EOTV, and then moving straight into Empire of the Damned. And I'm really, really excited to reread EOTV. I say that knowing the pain that we're going to go through. And if you've watched me for any length of time, the phrase "fuck my face" that I say quite regularly came from EOTV. Some of the curses that come out of his mouth in this book are just fucking ridiculous, but so funny. And I think that's why quite a few people DNF'd it. They're not a fan of the cursing that goes on in EOTV. So I will warn you, for anyone that's planning on picking that up with us, they curse a lot, and there's different types of curses. On like sometimes it's like a regular basis. Just putting it out there. It's a warning to everyone. And this is my first reread of EOTV. I'm so excited. And that's it. I genuinely am gonna go now and listen to more of Queen of Shadows, and I will see you later. Hi friends. I don't know anything. I don't know when I last updated you. I don't know what I've been doing in my life. I just don't know. Full stop. Period. What I do know is I've finished some books this week, and I just want to tell you what I finished. So let's get up the good reads. I'm gonna try and track my things better this year. So in the spirit of tracking things, I'm going to be doing a genre blanket as well. Crocheting a genre blanket. This is not obviously like my idea. Siobhan was crocheting a star rating blanket, and Ash was knitting a star rating blanket for Becca, and Mel from Eleanor Reads is also crocheting a genre blanket. And I just think now that I've got into crafting, this will be a nice fun thing to be like a year-long project to go alongside my reading of like things audibly, because as you're all aware, if you've watched my channel for any amount of time, I am a massive audiobook reader. Like a lot, probably more than 50%. I need to track that actually. More than probably at least 50%, if not more, of my reading is done via audio or mixed media. So yeah, there we go. So this week, since the beginning of the year, I have read Obsidio and Memento, Queen of Shadows, and House of Earth and Blood. That is what I've read this week. I am also currently just about to finish a Necormancer called Gam Gam. This is a strange book to pinpoint what kind of genre it is, because it kind of has light horror vibes, like creepy vibes, but there's like fantastical things in there because she's a necromancer, and one of the other characters we meet, Mina, has a power. And then it's kind of also slightly cozy, but there are quite a few high stakes in there. It's a genre blend. When you say it out loud, like a mixture of like normal fantasy mixed with like a bit of horror, slightly cozy. You think that wouldn't work, but it does, and it's really good. And I'm almost at the end of this now, and this is a Sphinx semi-finalist. If all the other books are as good as this, we've got a problem. And one of the girls from my team has read almost all of them, and she said that she's rated them all more or less the same. So we do have to pick out of the 5 that we've got, the 5 novellas, we have to pick 2 to go through, and it's going to be a massive struggle if we love them all. I have no idea how we're going to pick, but that's the joy of finding new books that you love. It's like, as a collective, we're all going to be like, these books are great. And also, this is written by Adam Holcomb, and this is the Chronicles of Gam Gam book 1. I'm hoping the next book that he writes is a larger book that just explores more about like necromancy and stuff, because although it's slightly morbid, it's also very fun. Anyway, House of Earth and Blood got 5 stars again, obviously. I will say that I did notice more of the writing, what's it called, cruxes, what's it like, the writing things that authors fall into, habits. Sarah J Maas likes to repeat words thrice, and I said thrice, friends. I did, gentle friends, I said thrice. It happens quite a lot, and once I'd noticed it, I couldn't stop noticing it. It didn't take away my enjoyment of the book, but it did highlight that there are certain things. I think that people use that to sort of like this is dramatic, this is so dramatic and important that I have to say it 3 times. It's like dead, 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 like Danica, Danica, Danica. Do you know what I mean? Like it sort of hits home that word or that like situation is like an important part of the book. I don't think it needs to do that as much. It's just, it's a habit that I'm not a huge fan of. Once or twice in a book, I get it, but throat bobbing happens a lot. But, you know, speaking of authors with cruxes and whatever you call it, what do you call it? Habits, the things that they do. Christoph, Amy Kaufman, Obsidian Memento, also 5 stars. Queen of Shadows was probably a 4.5, but I rounded up to a 5 on Goodreads. I did enjoy this book, and it really picked up near the end, but I didn't like this as much as Air of Fire. Yeah, I rounded it up on Goodreads because it's the kind of bitch I am, but it was a 4.5. And just to wrap up this week, to give you something to laugh at, I've hauled a few books. And I sent a message into the group chat, like, I've hauled 4 books we're only on the 8th, well, this was yesterday, we're only on the 7th of January. No, bitch, you've hauled more than 4 books. So, let's go. I've hauled Miss Percy's Pocket Guide to the Caring and Feeding of British Dragons by Quenby Olsen. You've probably heard me mention this book before, and you're like, Lisa, you've already read that. Yes, so this is not going to add to my TBR. This is a red book. It's just going to go on my shelves and look pretty and feel pretty. That is a pretty dragon. He's called Fitz, and you'll fall in love with him just the way that I did if you like your cozy, Regency style, cozy-ish fantasy. I have read book 2 on audio, and I just haven't been able to get the physical book of that yet, so when I do get that, it will be added to my collection, but not my TBR. One thing that is adding to my TBR that I forgot to mention in the chat, I haven't bought that this month. It was paid for in December, but it has arrived this month, is The Bear and the Rose by E.K. Larson Burnett. This is the Butterfly Book Club book. I get I can't say that. I get the Butterfly Book Club fantasy subscription. These are all indie fantasies, and they're predominantly YA. I think I've not actually read any of the books that I've got, but if you are the kind of person who gets books and reads them straight away, you can partake in a read along, and each month the books come with sort of like prompt cards, like questions that you have to answer at different parts of the book, and there's like a read along for each month that goes along with the book, which I think is really cool. I will not be taking part in the read along, so I will take these question cards out at some point of all the books that I now have. This is probably the 4th or 5th book that I have from Butterfly Book Club, and I'm excited to get to it, but I just haven't got to it yet. So this is going to add to my collection and my TBR, of which I've still not written out fully yet. Another book that's adding to the TBR, Last Stand of the Stonefist by Michael R. Miller. Look. Look! I can't not get it. I was going to buy this. Hold my hands up. I was going to buy this. This was gifted kindly by Michael. But I was going to purchase this. But he'd seen on my Twitter when I was just like, you know, just look out in your mailbox in the next couple of weeks before Christmas. He sent me a message and I was like, right, okay. And then this arrived just after the new year. So this does add to my TBR and my collection, but it's part of an ongoing series that I absolutely adore. So yeah, A Troubled Past, War in the Present, A Dark Future. Oh, this falls broad. Oh my god. I cannot cope. Why would you do this to me? Anyway, next up, this adds to the collection and the TBR. There's a running theme here. The Wickwire Watch by Jacqueline Hagan. I have heard so many things about this. The majority of this is good that I've heard, but there are some people that this hasn't particularly worked for, and I would like to know what side of the thing that I land on. This is also a Spiff Bowl finalist, and I want to get through my Spiff Bowl finalists this year. Pray for me. Next up, we have Heresy Within, part of the Ties That Bind series by Rob J. Hayes. This is going to get read this month, so it's adding to my TBR, but also will come off my TBR, because this is It's All About Fantasy Book Club pick. And then finally, Angel Rising by Eddie Landor. I got Angel Falling, and that was on my TBR, of like my physical TBR. And he reached out to me and was like, oh, thank you for putting that on your TBR. I have book 2. I would like to send it to you. Would you like to accept it? And I was like, well, yes, please. And now I have book 2. The only issue is this is hardback and the first one is paperback. So if I do really enjoy this series, I will get the first one in paperback and I'll purchase that myself. I won't expect the person to send it to me. But I don't normally like people on the cover, but this kind of works. Yay. So yeah, I've hauled a few books. I think that's all the books I've hauled. If that isn't, then fuck it. If you do like me and you want to see more, maybe like and subscribe to all that good stuff, and you want to let me know here, then please leave a black heart. It's very much appreciated. And thank you for watching my random weekly vlog. I will see you all very soon.
I left my phone at my brother's place.